about it, what we were talking to you. I was actually trying to make you understand that today's class is based on verbs, and it's a continuation part of what we have been learning from last few days. We have talked about main verb and auxiliary verb, if you remember, in a sentence, right? So it is an extended part of it. How do we use those verbs? Now we have got verbs which are used as main verb and auxiliary verb. Now when we're talking about main verbs, in these main verbs also you have got continuous verbs, and there are finite, those verbs which are cannot be changed, like those are irregular verbs. So we are going to deal with such things. So today's session is basically verbs which are mixed, which are in a usage form of it, it is mixed with each other. So I'll just go back to the PPT that I was talking about, that you're able to see the PPT or not. Are you able to see the PPT, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for saying that. Okay, so as I was discussing to you, continuous verbs. Now, what are these continuous verbs? These continuous verbs are denoted with the main verb. I use ing. Like for example, he is sleeping. Now, when I am saying he is sleeping, I have a subject he, which is actually a pronoun. We are trying to talk about it. There is a doer. What is the doer doing? He is sleeping. So what is he doing? He is sleeping. So what is the action? Action is sleep. But we have to show a time when he's sleeping. He's sleeping in which time? He's sleeping in present time. So how do I show that the time period of a verb? I use PE form by showing is. First thing, and then because it's an action which is happening, I have to add ing. So those are my continuous verbs, right? But there is something that you need to note here, is that there are some verbs that we do not normally use with continuous. Like there are some kinds of verbs. What are verbs? They're actually words, but they are action. They denote action. So there are some verbs, in some verbs you don't add ing. Don't add ing, that also you need to understand it. Also, there are some other verbs that have one meaning when expressed in noun continuous form and a different meaning with continuous tenses. That means it says that verb can change its meaning. For example, I said he is sleeping. Okay? Sleeping for long is not good for health. So what did I do? I am using sleeping ing with a continuation form. Here the verb is being used to denote the continuous part. But the second sentence, sleeping is not good. Sleeping for long hours is not good for health. So sleeping here has got a different form altogether. Of course, it's a verb, but it is denoting and it is being used in a different form. So that's what we are talking here about. So we can look into these in this lesson. That's exactly what this lesson is going to talk about. So let's see. Non-continuous verbs. Now, what are those non-continuous verbs? They are actually verbs that we do not normally use in the continuous form. That means ing form, we normally don't use it. They are actually stative. Stative means something which is stable, the movement doesn't happen in that. Verbs talk about state. They are talking about I am in which state? Calm state. So I can't say I am a calming state. That's what they're saying. Stative, something which is we're talking about something in a state which has got no action in it. Okay, not action, and they cannot express the continuous or progressive aspect. Verbs that cannot be used in continuous forms are usually verbs that you cannot see somebody doing something. For example, if I say I am thinking, so you actually cannot see that my thinking is happening inside my brain. But think in itself is something which is talking about an action. Okay, so here it says that here are some of the most common non-continuous verbs. So what are those most common non-continuous verbs? Are perception, perceive, appearing, what it appears to you, emotions, and thinking. Now all those verbs which are actually dealing with these four thoughts. What are those thoughts? Perception, seeing. That means when I perceive, how do I perceive? I perceive with my help of my senses. What are my senses? See, hear, smell, notice, and recognize. I recognize through my eyes, I smell, I can see, I can hear, and I can notice at the same time. What is what, as far as the appearance is concerned, the physical parts is concerned, which is talking here about. Now, these are the words that we are talking to you. Is appear, is look, seen. Verbs of emotion, like for example, want, wish. So have you ever heard wanting? I am wanting a coffee. Never use it. It is wrong grammatically. That's a complete wrong sentence there. Okay. Now, here we have got want, wish, desire, feel, like, love, hate, hope, refuse, prefer. As I have always spoken in my class, that always have some kind of a notebook with you. You know, it becomes little easy for understanding when the class is going on. Else what will happen? You will get confused, I will get confused. And then when you will ask me something, I will not be able to make you understand. I hope most of you are able to understand what is going on in the class. Okay. So moving ahead with the most common non-continuous verb, you have got verbs of thinking. Thinking is again all those words which are attached to all these action words that we are talking here about, the appearance and the perception and emotion and thinking. All those words that you use for denoting an action, they are actually falling in the category where you do not add ing. Now here when I say verbs of emotion, the verbs of emotion are want, your wish, I desire, I feel, I like, I love, I hate, I hope, I refuse, I prefer. I cannot use when I am talking it to denote my emotion. Okay, same here, verbs of thinking. Think, suppose, believe, agree, consider, trust, remember, forget, know, understand, imagine, mean, mind. Now see, so many words, and all these words are actually talking about verbs. They are actually talking about actions. But then these words are connected with thought process. So verbs which are talking about thinking aspect, where action cannot be seen, it has to be just, you know, felt. You need to feel those actions. You need to assume those actions. Presume also those actions at the same time. Have is again a possession. The word have is like, the moment I say I have a pen, that means that's a possession that I carry with me. That's something that I have a car. That's what does that mean? It's a possession. I possess it. It's something that I have with me. So when I am using the word have, it is the words, all those words which are going with this kind of non-continuous verb is own, belong to, contain, consist of, be, except when used in the passive form. Passive form, if students are aware of it, else quickly I can just give you the moment in a sentence when we use a subject and then we use a predicate, right? So the subject is the doer. But when we talk about in the passive form, it is like subject becomes the object and object becomes the subject. So that's a past form of usage, and there is a shift that is happening here. Okay, so the next part, there are some sentences that I want you to just gaze at, look at it and see. If somebody says, I want a coffee. If somebody says not, I am wanting a coffee, it's completely wrong. We don't use this. I am. What is am here? It is be verb. So with the be verb, if you are using ing form, it will not be used as far as this is want is desire. That's what I was just talking to you about. We were just discussing about this section that we're talking about. I desire, I want, own it, I have it. So all those parts you have to leave it. You cannot use ing form there. Okay. I don't believe you are right. I am not believing you are right. That's not the right way to use it. I don't believe you. That's the right way to use it. Is this pen belonging to you? That's a wrong English. Does. As we have discussed, usage of do, does, and did, or rather did also at times. So you can understand it. I agree with you. You will not say, I am agreeing with you. That's wrong English. I can't hear anything. I am not hearing anything. Last three sentences are the most commonly mistakes made by the people. Notice that we often use can plus see. That means the modal can is used with, the moment you used can, the modal with CE, or here, I can see someone in the distance. I can see someone in the distance, but you cannot say I am seeing someone in the distance. See, I am seeing someone in the distance. It's something which is very common, but in grammatically, it's a wrong English. You will have to use the modal can there. I can't, that's a negative sentence. I can't hear you very well. You cannot say I am not hearing you very well. So just please be careful about it. Now there are verbs with different meanings altogether. That's what we were saying, that there are, that's actually the mixed form of verbs that that today's class is focused on. So verbs with different meanings. Some verbs have both the continuous and non-continuous forms. Now, what? Let's understand. There are words. Now these words have got some actions, and because of that, they are called verbs. I hope that is clear to you. Now, these verbs, that means I'll say the root word. Now, these verbs can be used with ing or can be used with non-continuous forms. Both the forms you can use it. However, in both the types when you use it, like when you're using it in continuation form or when you're using in a non-continuation form, the meaning changes of that, of the same verb. So it's, however, they convey different meanings when used in these two forms. These are actually mixed verbs. Now, here is a list of verbs that have different meanings when used in continuous forms. To appear. Sarah appears confused. Non-continuous form. And my continuous form is Sarah seems confused. So here we are talking about the TO. TO is actually, these are non-finite verbs that we are actually talking to you. So to appear, Sarah appears to. Sarah appears confused, non-continuous verb. My favorite singer is appearing. Now the root word was appear. Now see what actually we're talking here about, these non-finites, that means the verbs, the mixed verbs which are actually called as non-finites. How do you pick them? It's always to plus the verb. To appear, to have, to hear, to miss. The moment you say to plus the verb, it is something which is non-finite, something which is non-continuous. But the moment you drop that to and just take the root word there, that means appear, and then add ing, then it has a different meaning altogether, but you can use that as a continuous part. Okay, so my favorite singer is appearing at the jazz club tonight. That's a normal verb. My favorite singer is giving a performance at the jazz club tonight. Okay, so both ways we are taking you and making you understand. Here you have to have. How do we use this to have? I have a pound now. Non-continuous verb. I possess a pound. I am having fun now. I am expressing fun now. So exactly what you have to do and understand here is, the moment you use TO plus the verb form, you will use it in a non-continuous form. Drop to, keep the root word, add ing. It has a different meaning altogether, and you can use it with the help of your helping verb. I am hearing. She is having. Now, when we talk about to hear, I drop to and I use hear. I am hearing teacher, right? To hear continuously teacher is a pain. So here, to hear in itself has got a different meaning altogether, and hearing is having a different. That hearing is that you are continuously listening something, and to hear is a kind of an action which is used as a noun form, where we're talking about the main form of it. So the meaning and automatically changes here. So mixed verbs, be little careful to use it. Okay. So she is hearing voices and she hears the music. Is hearing voices, see there is a helping verb and then you are using ing. And there you say she hears the music. Okay, to hear the music is fun. To look. Tess looks tired, that's non-continuous. She seems tired. Jane is looking at the picture. Jane is looking at the picture. And that's a normal verb there. And she is looking with her eyes. Fine. Going to the next, to miss. Next, we have got to miss John, Mrs. Sarah, non-continuous. He is sad because she's not there. Alison is missing her favorite TV program. That's a normal word. She is not there to see her favorite program. So, to see. Next is to see. That's what I said. Miss, see, smell, all these are TO, two form of verbs there. To see. I see her. That's a non-continuous verb. I see her with my eyes. I am seeing the doctor. So helping verb, that's a normal way of saying. To smell. When we talk about to smell here, we see the coffee smells good. What do we see? The coffee smells good, continuous. The coffee has a good smell. See that, or the coffee smells good and the coffee has good smells. I am smelling the flowers. I am sniffing the flowers to see what their smell is. To taste. The coffee tastes good. That's a non-continuous verb. We did not change anything. To taste. The coffee tastes good. The coffee has a good taste. I am tasting the wine. That's a normal form of using. Again, to think. He thinks. That means he is thinking. That means he is giving a thought. To think. So he thinks the test is easy. He considers the test to be easy. She is thinking about the question. So she is pondering the question, going over it in her mind. The second part of TOBE verb, that means to plus helping form of verb. Matt is Chinese. This is non-continuous. Is Chinese. Here the helping verb is used as non-continuous form. Okay. Matt is a citizen of China. This is what it means. Matt is being very Chinese. This is a normal verb. That means Matt is behaving like a stereotypical Chinese. That's what it actually this means. I hope you understood the last slide also. When I was talking about the last slide, it says the coffee tastes good. What does it mean actually? That the coffee has a good taste. Okay, and here when we're using the helping verb, just see Matt is being very rude. That means Matt is behaving very rudely. Usually he is not rude. Sometimes he gets to. So to be, that is, to be is rarely used in continuous form. We don't normally use to plus the verb that I was talking to you about. This is most commonly done when a person is temporarily behaving badly or stereotypically. It can also be used when someone behaving is noticeably different. Now choose from here. I told my teacher that dash what she said. Was not behaving, did not believe. Believing, yes. How many of you have given me this answer? Let's check the next. Do did not believe. I dashed the bus just down the road. Was seeing, could see. I was seeing, could see. Don't forget, I said can. The modal verb, the moment we use it, root word of verb remains the same. Next. At the moment, Maria dash her homework as she does every day. Does is doing. Very good. Is doing. The case dash a lot. The case is weighing or weighs a lot. Perfect. Is weighs a lot. Next. Please be quiet. I dash to the radio. I am listening or I listen to the radio. Here you need a helping verb. So I am listening to the radio. I must say the dinner is tasting delicious or taste delicious. Taste delicious. Okay. Next. Why dash so selfish about this? Have ever seen you behave? Why are you being why are you being so selfish about this? Was he on time or was he late? Being late or late? Yes. Fine. Is she always dash with children and animals, so patient or being so patient? Perfect. So patient. Let's see the next. The flowers dash very nice. Smell. Very nice. Give me 10 minutes. I dash lunch right now. Am. One most important thing, the moment you have got the first person I there, helping verb is must. Am. So that's another trick that you can keep it with you. My friend dash a private island near Miami. My friend has. What are you doing? I dash every flower in my backyard. I am smelling. I dash you so much. I love you so much. You never say I am loving you so much. It's a very common sentence that has been picked up for you people. I dash what you mean. I am seeing and I see what you mean. Correct. She dashed the guy who gave you these flowers. She remembered the guy who gave you these flowers. Dash my help. Do you need or are you needing? Do you need my help? The soup dash amazing. Is tasting or tastes? We just did this. One more sentence. We were talking about the food tastes good. It's a very common problem that I've seen. Just rectify it there and then. Being a designer dash so cool. Sounds or is sounding? It has to be sounds. Okay, sounds so cool. I dash red is a sexy color. I think red is a sexy color because it is an opinion. I dash about that job offer I might accept. It's an action happening. So I am thinking, is this food tasting good or does the wine taste good? Pick the correct option. This table is measuring 4 by 6. The table measures 4 by 6 feet. We are merely referring to the size of the table. There is no action happening here. In this sense, the verb is static. That means the size of the table does not change. It is something which is fixed. So, cannot be expressed in a continuous part. That's the reason it is in a measure, not measuring. She has been measuring the room for a new carpet. She measures the room for new carpet. Why? Because it is not static kind of a thing. It's an action which is changing and happening. So the change of word is there. You can see. I dash him as the right man for the job. I am not considering or I don't consider him. Okay? I don't consider him for the right kind of job. We dash your job application and we'll give you our answer in few days. We are considering. Okay? Great. They dashed really stupid at the party. They were being really stupid at the party. I think you know this answer. That was easy, wasn't it? Or am I going very fast? Is there anyone who is with me? I am launching the polling in between. I want you to please do the polling part for me so that I can continue with my class. Thank you. I hope you are able to understand what is going in the class here. So going back to our PPT, I hope it is visible. Everyone can see the PPT. Okay. Sharwan, Beti and Bichitra, you are still having problem in this? They dash really stupid at the party. Now when we are having they are really stupid at the party. No, they were being. Now here the verb was B-E-I-N-G. That's the root word they have taken. With the helping verb we are using verb. They are really stupid at the party. That's the wrong way. Now that's these all are very common sentences which have been taken. Andrew is not dash selfish. Usually or usually being selfish? Yes, usually. How many of you tried this and got an incorrect response there? Can somebody come up and tell me the answers? All those who are trying it from your side on your applications, just let me know. Okay, try this. Pick the correct option. Is he always so rude or is he always being so rude? Is he always so rude or is he always being so rude? Next. Why is he so rude today? That is unlike him. Why is he being so rude today? That is unlike him. Which is the right option? Can you just choose and tell me? Yes, the second one there. I would like you to take back to the revision part of it because I can see Shanan, Betty, I think you are having some problem in understanding. We'll just do the revision part of it so that we can copy also at the same time. There are few rules which are really important. I'm taking you back to the class just to discuss and talk about it. We have discussed about verbs. There are verbs which are continuous. That means which are verbs which are used with ing form. Okay. There are verbs which are non-continuous. And what are these verbs? Verbs which are non-continuous are that means which cannot be changed when they are talking about perception, when the verbs are talking about appearing, when the verbs are talking about emotions, when the verbs are talking about thinking, or the verbs are talking about possession, that means have. There are few sentences that we had told that I want a coffee. That means I want a coffee. I will not say I am wanting. So the moment you are using a helping verb, you will not add on ing form there. The root word of the verb will remain as it is. I want a coffee. But the moment you are using a helping verb, you will not use ing form there. Okay. With continuous and with non-continuous, same verbs can be used, but they will have their different meaning altogether, and we had discussed it. With the modal verb can, the word see and hear, you will always see that you are going to use it the moment you see can with see and hear. The root verb of the verb remains the same. You cannot add ing. I can see you. I am seeing you is something which is incorrect. That's not the right way to say. I can see. Okay. Next are verbs which are different. Now these are those kinds of verbs actually which we have used with a different part of understanding. And what is this understanding that we're talking here about? These are basically non-finite kind of verbs. These are mixed verbs. Now, what are these mixed verbs? That means the moment you have got a verb. Now, see here, the first slide says to have, right? This slide is saying to have. So, have is a possessive verb. We just discussed it before. But the moment you add to it, it becomes a non-finite. It's a mixed verb. But if you leave to and use have for certain other purpose, then it shows a different meaning altogether. So whenever you are using a verb with to, to, to have, to smell, to mix, to miss, to look, these are non-continuous. Okay, these are mixed verbs. But when you are using them separately, they've got a different meaning altogether. That's exactly what we are trying to say. So to have, to hear, to look, basically are different kinds that we have discussed. Here also you have got the next we had already discussed about. It's to miss. We miss and then we smell. We have got, I hope you are able to see this slide, to see. Now I see her. What does it mean? I see her with my eyes. That's exactly what it means. So that's a non-continuous sentence. But the moment you say I am seeing her, it becomes a continuous part of it. So that means I am visiting or consulting with a doctor. That means it's a continuous action which is happening. For example, when I used to smell, the coffee smells good. What does it mean? That the coffee has got a good smell. The coffee smells good. That means if the coffee smells, the smell of the coffee is good. But the moment I use it with the helping verb, I am smelling the flowers. It means that I am trying to sniff through the flowers to see exactly how the smell of the flower is. So the meaning is completely getting changed. The moment you use the two parts. So to taste, the coffee tastes good and I am tasting wine. So the coffee tastes good, that means the coffee's taste is good. But the moment I say I am tasting wine, it says, sorry, the coffee taste and then I am tasting wine, it means that I am trying to see how wine tastes. Now, there are two be verb. To be is actually helping verb that we are saying. So there also there are some verbs which cannot be changed. The moment you use to, Matt is Chinese. Is a helping verb. We know that be verb is a helping verb. So here it says that Matt is a citizen of China. So here is, which we know is a helping verb, but here it is used as non-finite. That means mixed verb, which cause it is used for to form of a verb. Here it says Matt is being very Chinese. What does it mean exactly? It means that he is actually behaving like a typical stereotype Chinese person, the way Chinese are actually. And Matt is being very rude. So that's a quality that we're talking here about a person. All right. And there are a few slides that I had talked to you about where I said that try and keep such things with you in which such sentences which are very regular, like I could see the bus just down the road. The sentence here, at the moment Maria is doing her homework as she does every day. The case weighs a lot. Is weighing? No. The case weighs a lot. That's the way we talk it. Please be quiet. I am listening to the radio. That's a present continuous. See, I am. There is a helping verb used there. I must say the dinner taste. Please keep this sentence with you. Never use it. Is tasting. No, it's a complete no. Tastes delicious. Why are you being so selfish about this? I have never seen you behave like this. So normally we would say, why are you so selfish about this? Normally that's the way we say it. Was he on time or was he late? Is she always so patient with children and animals? Is she always so patient? All right. Next, we have got the flowers are smelling very nice. Give me 10 minutes. I have lunch right now. So that's what we were actually talking to you about. Mixed verbs. My friend has a private island. What are you doing? I am smelling. I love you so much. You will not say I am loving you so much. Completely wrong. I see what you mean. She remembered the guy who gave her these flowers. Do you need my help? Are you needing? No, don't use it. Normally people make this mistake. It's a very important sentence. Keep it with you. The same sentence, the soup tastes amazing. The food tastes amazing. Is tasting? No. Tastes amazing. Being a designer sounds so cool. I think red is a very sexy color. I am thinking about the job offer I might accept. So does the wine taste good? That's all for today's class. I think most of the class is understood. If there anyone who has got any question to ask, please tell me right away. We have got few minutes in our hands. Please come up the chat box and let me know if there is anyone who has got any questions related to me, related to the section we have done. So today's class was focused on mixed verbs, those verbs which are used as continuous and as stative verbs, and at times the moment you change the usage of these verbs, their meanings would also change. So something which is fixed and something which is stative, that means fixed, and there is something which can be used with ing form. So be a little particular when you are using these verbs. Signing off, Veena. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me. I am really sorry for today's few minutes. There was some technical issues with my laptop, and because of that, you had to wait. My apologies to all of you. Thank you so much for joining Hello English. Keep joining us. I am available again on Tuesdays and on Friday. Tuesday, I'm there at 6 o'clock, and on Friday, I'm available from 5 to 6. Hello English is making the classes available for you from 5 to 6, 6 to 7. and 7 to 8, all 6 days in the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Please join us. Thank you so